We're looking at some Asian genetics and we could see the legs. Look at this. Low insert, very round adductors. We could see a good amount of that teardrop, and that teardrop's relatively long. It's got the low insert, but then it's come up pretty high on the femur. Some people have a very short teardrop that only goes down about a third of the leg. This is going up like half the leg. That's a very long amount of quadricep muscle that's going to look significantly more developed and give a lot more detail to the quad overall. You also see a lower insert on the vastus lateralis, giving him the ability to have a crazy quad sweep, and we also see a good amount of detail. And he has relatively lean arms. Like you can see the lean arms, you can see the lean legs. This is lean limbs. That's going to be one of the advantages to this kind of physique. And a lot of Asian genetics are able to get good vascularity and good dryness in the skin. Looking at the gastrocnemius, he's got the same calf as me. My calves go flat like this. It kind of creates kind of that cut, and then they have a little bit of that vascularity. You can also see the soleus right underneath. He's got a little bit more of a narrow ankle while having good dryness in the soleus and in the gastrocnemius. Like the legs are very good. And he might look at this and think, oh, my legs are so overpowering compared to my upper body. But the thing is, what I would do is I would say continue to grow the legs, but focus on using it to also grow the upper back and the lower back, because he can take those legs and he could develop a little bit more thickness in the back. So I would say instead of just squatting all the time, because maybe that's what feels comfortable, maybe squat heavy once every 2 weeks and then try to work on your deadlift, because we don't see the same level of development in the hamstrings. We don't necessarily see the same level of development in the glute. So I would say work on the posterior chain. I would say get really good at kind of your hinge movement that's going to be hitting your hamstrings, especially kind of that inner hamstring, hitting the glutes, hitting especially the erectors, because we don't see a lot of thickness in the upper back. We do see good thickness from the front in the quads, and that's from pressing, but we don't just want the quads. We want the whole thing. And if we can use the leg growth and the leg days to develop our back as well, we're going to have a lot more of a complete physique, and we're going to have a physique that if he wants to get strong for some reason beyond just his physique interests, then what he can do is he could take the greater stability from his erectors and from his hinging movements, and that will carry over to the squat. So either way you win. But if you just focus on doing the same old things, like if he just likes squatting and that's what got his legs like this, then he could continue to do that if he just wants the biggest quads, and that's absolutely a fine goal. But if we want better proportions, I would encourage him, think about training the legs harder based off the hamstrings and using the quads as kind of a second thought, because you're already kind of doing well on that. Like these quads are already pretty close to good, but it's not just your whole leg is good, it's really just your quads. If we can pull up the calves, we can pull up the hamstrings and the glutes, now we have a complete leg, not just good quads.